Another way to create arrays in PHP is to create them from a list. For example, a comma delimited list. Let's say we have a file list equals index PHP and welcome PHP and reports PHP and help PHP, etc. So we have this list and we want to get an array out of that. We say files equals explode. Give it the separator, which is a comma and the string. So let's take a look at that. We can't take a look at that because we didn't echo anything. For each files as file, echo file is file, and we see that we get each of the files out of the array. That files is an array that was made from file list. Another very useful function is implode. Let me just show you it quick just because it's so useful. It actually takes an array and turns it into a string. So let's say you have another kind of string that you want, file list2, let's call it, equals, and then say implode, and then give it the character that you want to put between it. Let's say we want not a comma now, but a pipe symbol, and then give it the array there, and then we say echo file list2, give it a break, and we see that we can very easily switch between strings, delimited strings, and arrays with explode and implode. Sorting arrays is also very easy in PHP. You just have to say, imagine this, sort files. That's it. Let's copy this code, put it down here, and we'll say here, sorted, sorted file is, so here we see we had it as index welcome reports help originally, and now the sorted is help index reports welcome. To take that, to sort in reverse order, just say rsort. Reverse sorted file. We see that they turn around. Welcome reports index help. So I want to show one more thing that you can do with arrays, one more way arrays are used. That is multiple arrays. That means that arrays are in arrays. A very good example of this is when you are pulling data out of a database, you have fields in each record and you have records in a record array. Let me show you how that works. Let's do a new section here, multiple arrays. So let's put a line. Now we have a record here. Let's say record first name equals Jim. Okay. Record last name equals Thompson. And record score equals 42, for instance. So that is one record. Now before I define this record, I'm going to define our records container. I'll just define this as an array. And we'll mark this off as first record. So at the end of the first record, we're going to add that record to records. So we have records index 0 equals record. So now we have an array called records, which has one item in it, which is an array, which has 3 items in it. These are associative items, and they are key first name equals Jim, key last name equals Thompson, and key score equals 42. So for the sake of the example, we'll put this here, record equals array to clear it out. So now we're going to add another record to records. We'll call this second record. And first name equals Frank Smith, 41. And records 1 now equals record. So now we have an array called records, and in it are two arrays, this array and this array. And now we're going to display information in an inner array. Let me show you how that works. Let's say I wanted to get the first name of the second record. I would say echo first name of second record is, and that would be records 1 first name. Let's look at that. And it is Frank. So how would I get the score of the first record? Score of first record is records 0 score. Let's put these little things on there so that it displays correctly. Okay. And there we see it. So that is how you can pack arrays inside arrays to, for instance, emulate what is in a database table. Very useful. You can do a lot with arrays in PHP. To find out more about arrays, let's go to Explode here, for instance. Not Explode, but rsort. I'm pressing Shift F2. And Eclipse takes us to the PHP documentation and looks up rsort. And you can see an explanation of rsort, of course. But if you look on the left side, you see array change key case, array chunk, combine count values, diff assoc, diff key, fill keys, merge, pad, push. Lots of things that you can do with arrays. It is worth it to spend some time and look at each of the functions to see what they do, just to have in your mind as you program what is available to you in terms of PHP array functions.